Hey, what is up guys, Rock here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. I heard a lot of you guys have been playing Blue Archive recently, starting the game, which I am very happy as a Blue Archive player long term, playing since day one. If you guys are enjoying the game, hey, let me help you guys kickstart your account a little bit. So today's video, we'll be focusing on the low rarity units. Now, if you guys are not aware, I did a video recently talking about the high rarity units and top priorities for you guys to try to re-roll for. So you guys can check that out. I'll try to link it in the description below. But in today's video, I'll specifically talk about the 1 stars, the 2 stars, who do you want to focus in progressing to help you get through, kickstart your account and get stronger. So let's jump into it. But first, today's video is sponsored by BlueStacks. Now, BlueStacks' latest update allows you to play games up to 120 FPS. So that's a big jump from the previous 60. Apparently, some games definitely do support this. If you have a 120 FPS monitor, definitely you can take advantage of this. As far as I know, BlueStacks is the only emulator that supports 120 FPS right now if you're trying to play straight up high FPS gaming on your PC. And one thing to take note about BlueStacks also is it's free and it's smooth. It allows you to reroll easily if you're trying to reroll in Blue Archive, especially allow you to create multiple instances. Like I've been running my Blue Archive on BlueStacks for the longest time ever. So this is the version that I'm using, a slightly old version, but definitely it's going to work regardless, right? So definitely highly recommended. Big shout out to BlueStacks for sponsoring this video. Now let's jump into it. Now, first things first, there's a little bit of common misconception with Blue Archive compared to a lot of other gacha games. Now, I am aware that rarity matters in a lot of other games, but in Blue Archive, it doesn't matter. So what do I mean by that? There are some characters that are literally 1 star, 2 star. It really doesn't matter. 1 star, 2 star and 3 star, that affects their gacha rarity when you pull for the characters. But regardless, all of them can get up to 5 star. So yeah, rarity doesn't matter in this game. Regardless, today we'll be focusing on the 1 star and 2 star. We're not going to talk about the 3 stars, but I'll give you guys some pointers along the way. So first things first, who do you want to focus on in a new account? Tsubaki is going to be your main tank in this game. So highly recommend you guys to focus on her. She is going to help you out in so many stages. My god, she's such a useful unit to have for a 2 star. Plus, she is 16 years old. Yes, FBI open up. So yeah, I know, I know she's a bit big, extremely huge, 16 years old, but regardless, doesn't matter. She's strong. She's going to be your main tank in most cases. Like Tsubaki is an evasion based tank. Alright, the only situation that you don't use her is in some certain raids where you have to rely on, certain other characters that can remove debuff, or also depending if you can't use evasion tank, then Hoshino is going to come in. Now Hoshino is going to be a 3 star farmable character. So yeah, she is much more niche. Hoshino is a defense based tank, whereas Tsubaki is going to be an evasion based tank. And Tsubaki, believe it or not, from day one until today, she is still one of the best tanks to have. There's no way you don't build her. Alright, you are making your life way harder if you don't build her. Now next up, someone that's worth mentioning, worth noting is going to be Mutsuki. She's probably going to be one of the better explosive raid type characters to have. Alright, so I do think for a 2 star at base, she's going to help you in the AoE department. So her skill, basically this particular skill, gives you the ability to damage enemies in a 3 circular area. It's a pretty huge AoE. The only character that can beat her in like more circles is going to be Hibiki, but that's a special type 3 star. But if you don't have Hibiki, Mutsuki might be able to help you in a lot of cases, a lot of situations that you need AoE characters to do damage. She also has this skill right here, which is very very good. Summons 3 mines and it's going to deal additional damage to enemies that are just beneath them. The range is a little bit short, but definitely this is going to help her boost her damage. In a lot of raids, she's going to be one of the main damage dealer for explosive type. So definitely do not sleep on her. Highly recommend you guys to focus on her day one. But regardless, you can also farm her shards if you want to. You can get her right here at chapter 16 heart, chapter 13 heart. But yeah, just pay attention to the ×2 shard rewards and hopefully try to get her up as soon as you can. Next up, Akane she is going to be super versatile in helping you out with raids. Alright, she's specifically for raids because her damage is a single target 2 cost unit that helps you to cycle within your units, and also she has this ability to reduce enemies' defense by 37.7%, which is a good big chunk right there. Alright, so basically that's her usage, but she's very good in cycling units because 2-cost units are quite rare. So especially when you have like 7-cost, 8-cost units, you can put her in a team, helps you cycle through your skills faster. You can get Akane's shards right here easily. You can see Akane's LF, you can purchase her shard from the Total Assault shop. Definitely, if you are starting out, this is one of the few shards that you have to focus on. So Akane, but there's a better priority which is Kotama, which we'll get into shortly. Next up is going to be Chisei. I am a big Chisei fan, like I've mentioned before. If you need an AoE blue mystic type character, she's the one to go to. Alright, at 4 cost, she does a lot. Although hers is not burst damage, it's AoE, damage over time. But in most cases, she's always going to be the top damage dealer because if enemy stays in that circle, she somehow outputs more damage most of the time. Like if you are struggling in any stages that the enemies are blue type, and blue, in case you guys are wondering, blue mystic type right here will do damage to enemies that are mystic type in their defense. So keep that in mind. Red versus red and yellow beats yellow. So that's just how the elemental works. And yeah, she's going to be crucial in a lot of the AoE stages, story stages. She helps you in almost every single content in the game. Definitely highly recommended for you guys to start investing in her early on. Now next up is going to be Momoi. Now Momoi is a little bit tricky. A lot of players seem to assume that she's only good when you pair her with Midori in the same team, because if you look at her skills, for example this one, if Midori is there, she gets even more boost, and yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. But the truth is, she's good on her own. Alright, her AoE for a 3 cost, she's going to be the most solid character for you to build in terms of the piercing type, aka yellow. The thing is, if you reroll for Yori, you might not need her as much, and also they do give you a free Nonomi. I believe every single player will be able to obtain Nonomi for free. Of course, I highly recommend building Nonomi, although Nonomi is going to be a little bit more expensive, harder to use because she's a 5 cost, she does more damage overall. Area is bigger, but then depending on what you need in that situation, Momoi is probably going to be better early on. Now 2 more characters that's worth mentioning is going to be Sarika right here. She's very good. She gives a lot of attack speed. She's going to be the top damage dealer in a lot of raids. I think in Chitin raids, she's still staple right there. And also Akari if you struggle or if you need AoE for the explosive type, aka raid type characters. So between Akari and between Suzumi, I feel like building Akari is going to be easier because Suzumi is a 1-star, Akari is a 2-star. They both have AoE, circular damage. But I am going to lean slightly towards Akari because as a 2-star, she's way easier to build, to star up and get her up to max. Although she's a Gehenna type and might share a lot of books with other Gehenna 3-stars that you're trying to build at the same time. Now let's move on to the special type. So we are done with the striker type. Special type are characters, supporters. Usually they buff your characters at the back. They don't really show up in the battlefield. The best one, 1-star, for sure everybody is going to ask you to build her, is going to be Kotama. Definitely start building her day 1. She's very good, very versatile. She does a lot of things for your team. Alright, this circular buff right here, almost 50% attack buff, is insane. Alright, 30 seconds for 3 costs, you will be able to buff all 4 characters. There's no way you're not building her. Alright, also she gives you passive of increasing allies attack even further at 17.3%. That's going to be a huge jump. She also does damage from time to time and increase her own accuracy. Now, highly recommend you guys to building her is going to be a tough one for new players. The thing is, Kotama is a 1-star. So for 1-star, whenever you pull 1-star dupes, you only get 1 shards. As opposed to 2-star dupes, you tend to get 5 shards. So it's easier to like get the stars up. But the truth is, for Kotama, luckily she was added to this shop, the Total Assault shop, the raid shop, right? So hopefully she's going to be a priority. For sure, I would highly recommend Kotama as a top priority. Maybe Akane second and Momoi number 3, right? Because Momoi is like much, she is needed, but it depends between Akane and Momoi. I would say think carefully, look at your team. If you need a piercing AoE type, then definitely get Momoi stars up first. If not, Akane. And also Maki, right? Maki and Kotama, hopefully you prioritize that 2 first. The best healer in the game is going to be, by a long shot, until now, Serena. Yes, a 1-star healer, she is also going to be a big struggle to try to max out. As you can see, I still haven't get her up to 5-star. Alright, still a long way. Hopefully once I get her to 5-star, she's going to be, her healing effect is going to improve. So she only heals a single target, but because she is so good and she can modify the positioning of one character, she can be paired with Tsubaki. If you need to do a lot of stages, you're gonna require her move Tsubaki more front, and only Tsubaki will take that damage. So that like the best combo in the game. Hopefully you guys take advantage of this Serena. I highly vouch for her. She is going to be the best character to build, bar none. Alright, so please do not sleep on Serena. And that pretty much sums it up. So those are the low rarity units that I will focus on day one. Please focus on these characters. This only includes low rarity characters, 2 stars and 1 stars per se. There are some characters that are more niche for sure, right? So for example, Utaha, she's not bad, but it's just she doesn't provide much. You can skip out on some of these characters per se. The truth is, a lot of characters in Blue Archive, all of them have their usage, I would say, if you are willing to put in some effort, but some characters are just way more useful than others, and those low rarity that I mentioned in this video, hopefully you guys focus on them, and that's going to be able to help you guys to kickstart your account. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe, and if you guys have anything you want to add for any veteran players, feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, have a nice day. Goodbye.